Here is Big Tomatoes, who we call Tommy in the barn. And this is my 14-year-old 15 3-hand TB gelding. And this horse is cool because he's had a huge second post-track career already. He's been with an adult amateur who has beautifully produced him. He's gone around to schooling horse trials and gone beginner, novice, and novice. I have to say that after my ride on him today, which was the first time that I actually jumped him, over things that were bigger than like a foot and a half, this horse could definitely go training and probably modified too because he loves to jump and he's actually pretty scopy and athletic. So I do not think that this horse is limited at all in terms of athleticism. So this is out in my jump field and I rode him yesterday and we just walked one loop around it just so he could sort of have the feeling that he'd already been out here. I actually wanted to do a video yesterday because he was excellent yesterday, but it was raining all afternoon, so we held it off for today. So anyway, this is the first time he's jumped out here and I've got pipes and all kinds of scary stuff for them to look at, and he just could not care less about anything. He is all about the jumping. It was so obvious to me riding him around that this is his jam. He loves doing this. He's very keen to take you to the jumps, but without feeling like they're rushing or taking over. Like you don't get that sense at all. And like right there, he let me add up. We both saw a little bit of a bold distance, but you really don't want to be getting a huge flyer anywhere, but especially just at a little log. So he was very good and let me make the decision to add up and sort of pat the ground, which he was happy to do. And so, yeah, this is basically just like 6 minutes of me just cantering him around and popping him over everything out in my field. And it was really fun. I think that this horse is going to be an absolute blast to get out on a cross country course. I really can't imagine pointing this horse at something that he doesn't take you right to and pop over. He was also really excellent about the traffic, about just ignoring the cars going by. The road was actually still kind of wet today because it rained earlier this morning, so it makes like a extra scary noise, the tire on the wet pavement, but he couldn't have been better about it. He just eats this stuff up. He looks so happy to me. He felt happy when I was riding him, and now watching the video back, he just loves this so much. So yes, he is pretty keen, but I wouldn't say that he's strong. He's still just in an egg butt snaffle here with a peanut in the middle. So you absolutely get to take a little bit of a feel. You get to put him together, but in no way is he, strong or pulling on you at all. He's very within himself and his balance, and very respectful, and feels well schooled. Super brave about jumping on the big pipes. So to that log, we just really didn't see a distance, but that's always going to happen sometimes that you're just approaching something and you see no distance. And so there's a little bit of a muddled spot, but I like showing that stuff because it's inevitable it's going to happen to us. And it sort of shows that he's just quick to sort out his legs and not worried about it at all when it doesn't work out to be the right spot. So cute over the coop. So we're leaving for England tonight to go watch badminton, and something tells me that this horse won't be on the market for very long once we get back. But if he is, I am very much looking forward to getting him out cross country schooling. He feels to me like he would be ready to go to a horse trial like any weekend now, except that he's still a little bit rusty on picking up his leads on the flat. So once he gets that totally back and down pat, I mean, the jumping is not going to be an issue for this horse. I think this is where we come down the hill. So this is a downhill incline here, and we came to the coop, and I just didn't get him back quite enough. I didn't get him off the bridle. So the spot wasn't perfect because I should have sat him down more on his hocks. But of course he's not concerned. So, but I didn't love it. I felt like I should have gotten him in a better balance. So we came back around and did it one more time. I think first we caught this bigger black pipe. Yeah, so a really nice one to that, and he jumped it great. So this time I made sure that I made a point to sit him down and then get him off the bridle so that he could come in his own balance down the hill. And then that was such a better spot. And then we did a little jumper turn there to this big black pipe, which he is amazing. And then that was it. I mean, he just ran around and jumped things like a perfect little horse for 5 or 6 minutes. So he ended with that. And I couldn't have been happier with him. And just what a fun ride. So we actually started in the ring. We did our warm up in the ring. We didn't do the flatting out in the field because the grass is just so high it would be hard to see. It needs to be bush hogged. So anyway, we warmed up in the ring. I wanted to put the jumping first because of course that's the more exciting bit of his ride, but this is his flatting before we went out to the field. And as you could see at the beginning of the video, this is the horse that you get on in the yard. We get off him there too, actually. I would really like to do some bareback rides on this horse when we get back because he just has that body shape and obviously he's well schooled and just has the best little brain. His flat work has come a long way, and it's not that he doesn't already know the basics. He does. It was just that when he first got here, he's in a new place. He hasn't been in work for the last year or so. He just had some tension, and that sort of came through in his flat work with a little bit of stabbiness, I think. And so now he's totally relaxed. He's taken a deep breath. He looks so much just looser through his body, right? His muscles just, he's not tense anymore, which is fun to see and fun to ride. He is obviously super steady in the contact. And he's like right in between in terms of like the feel that you get from him. He's not heavy, he's not strong. He's also not like super light where you feel like, oh, I wish this horse would take more of a feel. He's really just right in the middle, an easy, ideal place to be. You get to have a little working conversation, but it's not difficult and it's not strong. I trimmed down the flat video a little bit because the length of this video was starting to get a little bit out of control. But he was excellent the entire time. I actually thought that his flat work to the right today was a little stronger than to the left. I don't know how much you can tell in the video, but I could feel that to the left, he needs to, the next couple times I ride him, we'll be working on doing a little bit of leg yielding and shoulder into the left. He could have been just like a click more through and bendy to the left versus to the right. He felt like he was in a pretty ideal spot right where he was. And his canter transitions are drastically improving. The first time I asked him to canter left today, he picked up the right. And then on the second time, we got the left. And today he got the right on the first try. So it is coming back to him very quickly. And part of it is also just fitness. But it didn't surprise me that the left was a little harder today to pick up the lead because, like I said, it just felt like we needed a little bit more throughness and bend to the left. And he has a really cute, compact little canter. Very comfortable, very fun to jump out of. So when we went to the right, he was a really good sport. He picked up the right lead as soon as I asked. And then he did a really nice 20-meter circle to the right, came down the long side, and broke at the other end of the ring. And if I hadn't been planning on going out to the field to jump, I definitely would have gone back and spent some more time in the right canter. But I knew we were going to go jump around in the field, so I didn't want to overdo the flatting because he's still not very fit. So I didn't want to use up all of his energy before we went to do the fun stuff in the field. But here, right here, he really sort of sits down, finds the perfect balance, comes through, and this was feeling really nice as we came down the long side, which is not surprising then why he broke, because that's quite hard for an out of shape, plump little pony. So yeah, then we headed out to the field. We did the jump school. He was amazing. And he is very excellent about letting you get both on and off from the mounting block. And then the last minute of this video is just him on cross ties, for which he is wonderful.